Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Before this video starts, I just want to give a shout out to, of course, my wonderful members. The Battle of Paper Official, Jesse HOH, Plush Anime Game Adventures, Enchanted Stones, Vanilla Beans, Spacey Demoto, NASA YT, Jster, Levi OC, and David Hero. Thank you guys so much for the extra support. Now back to the video.
And even now blue is always here, and even now blue it shines so clear. I don't need a prayer or even words to say. No matter what I do, I'll never reach your answer. Colors of summer are fields on my heart, and rolling my dad from my cheeks is the silent love to start. The words have you are stuck, it just feels like a curse that I can't contain. Will the two of us meet again? I wish I told you back then. My hands will feel what you read. It's time to rise with this galaxy. So fast about me.
Hey guys, it is I, TDI Fan 2024, and welcome to another video. In this video, as you can see, it's another Total Drama related video. I have already ranked the seasons, I've already ranked the winners, I've already ranked the finalists. Now, all that's left to do is for me to rank all of the characters. Of course, I'm going to be ranking every single character. If you're going to expect like a bear or Sasquatch and Aqua to show up, don't, because I'm not going to count those types of characters. I'm only counting characters who have competed in these seasons and the hosts. So that means every single character that has competed in any of the 9 seasons, and of course Chris, Chef, and Dawn included. Also Blandley, because she did technically compete, even if she was only in World Tour for like 2 episodes. But yeah, so those are all the characters that I'll be ranking. As you can see, all of them are here in this thumbnail that I made. So yeah, this took me quite a bit, a couple days to get this all done for the thumbnail anyway. But yeah, of course, I'm going to be ranking them all from worst to best, and this is all just my opinion. So, of course, it's going to take a long time if I go one by one. So for the first couple of bits, I'm going to have them in categories. I'm going to start with the ones that I think are bad, then the ones that are neutral, then the ones that are good, great, amazing, etc. And then once we get to the top 10, that's when I'll do them individually. The top 10 are the lucky ones. But yeah, with that said, let's just get on with the list. This is all just my opinion, so feel free to let me know how you would rank all 104 Total Drama characters from worst to best in the comments. I would love to see you guys' rankings and all that. Let's start a Total Drama chat. Anywho, let's just get on with the ranking.
Okay, let's do this. Oh,
Of course, here are the worst characters of the bunch. These are the ones that I fully hate and that I don't think I'll ever not hate, because these characters are just insufferable for me. Anyways, let's start with who's dead last. Not like I won a 4th place. Of course, last place is going to Sugar. I hate Sugar. I hate her with so much hate, with a passion. I do not like Sugar at all. She overstayed her welcome in Pacatao Island. She sucks. I just hate her entirely. You can see that I hate her a lot more than the other characters here, but yeah, she's definitely the worst. 103 is going to Blandley. She was just such a waste of a character. Like, why have her debut when she's only going to be there for 2 episodes? It just did not make any sense. She was a waste of space, and she also sucks as a character. So she's going to 103. 102 is Amy. Like, what? Talk about annoying. Amy is just annoying. Like, she sucks as well. I'm glad she got out early, but then when she came back for that whole subplot with her twin, like, that was just that couldn't even care less. I'm just glad that she didn't come back to the game, but still, seeing her back was just, it was just not good. She sucks. Next is Taylor. Taylor is also a bad character. Obviously, she's like the stereotypical, brat, right? And of course, that's why I hate her, because, I don't like those types of people, so she sucks. And then 100 goes to Stacy. Stacy is just a loudmouth. She never stops talking. She is very annoying. Glad she was the first boot. 99 is Sadie. She also overstayed her welcome. She did not need to go that far, especially getting out after characters like Cody and Beth. Like, she did not need to go that far, obviously. She was, after Katie got out, she was just there to be I don't know, a character. She didn't even talk at all. So, like, come on. And 98 goes to Sierra. Whether you like it or not, I found her to be very annoying. And yeah, I just couldn't care less about her either. Especially in All Stars. She was super annoying in All Stars. Like, she was annoying in World Tour. But in All Stars, she took the cake for being one of the most annoying characters. So, out of all these characters, yes, these are the ones that I hate, and I don't think I'll ever like them at all. These are the characters that I full on hate, and that's why they're in this category.
Okay, let's do this. Oh, whoa.
97 to 91, here are the characters that I only find to be neutral. Can't care for them, but I also can't hate them, so they're just in between. Starting, we have Tammy. Like, she was the first boot alongside Leonard in Redonkulous Race. She was barely there. She barely had any lines. Couldn't say much about her. That's why she's right here. 96, Kelly. Kelly was also not that great of a character, but she also wasn't that bad compared to her partner Taylor. So that's why she's here. And she did have a moment with Dwayne, but that's not enough for me to either put her in a meh category or in the bad category. Next, we have Mary. Mary was just there, along with her partner Elodie. 95, 94 are the geniuses. They were just there. Couldn't really care less about them. 93 goes to Miles. Lori at least had some stuff to do. Miles was just there to be her partner, so she was just completely, sidelined. And 92 was Spud. Spud did have his moments, but his moments were just not great or not enough for me to be, interested in the character. And 91 goes to Mr. Coconut. I mean, of course, Mr. Coconut's a Chad, but Mr. Coconut was only in one episode, and like that whole plot line with Mr. Coconut was just not interesting at all. So didn't even know where else to put Mr. Coconut. That's why neutral is where I place him. And all these characters I just don't really have any opinion on, and that's why they're in this category.
Okay, let's do this. Oh, whoa.
Now, I did place a good chunk of characters here in the meh category. They were just okay in my opinion. Not enough for me to dislike them, not enough for me to just put them in the neutral tier, and of course not enough for me to put them in the good tier. They are just meh, okay at best. Starting this off, we have at number 90, Sammy, the other twin of Amy. Sammy did have some moments, but of course, her moments with Amy just really ruins the character, in my opinion. And I can't say I didn't like her, or didn't dislike her either. She's just okay. She was just an okay character, pretty bland compared to like Max or Leonard. Even Leonard was more interesting than Sammy, but I guess that was to be expected. So yeah. 89 is going to Katie. Katie was the other best friend of Sadie, and Katie got out pretty early. She didn't have anything to do other than just bickering with Sadie, so that's why she's here. 88, Eva. This might be low. Some of you guys might think, how come she isn't higher? Well, she got out second, and she was just being there, or she was just there to be like this ruthless person to everybody else. And she was only in one season alongside with Katie and Sadie, so of course I can't say much about her, and I just can't really care much about her either. I can't put her in a neutral tier because she did have some moments, but still, she's just okay in my opinion. 87 is going to Chet, and 86 is Lorenzo. These two were just okay. I did like it when they did bond a bit. That did make them, or that did give them a bit more character, but then on the same episode they got out, I think, or the episode after they got out, so it was pretty much meaningless. Anyways, 85 and 84 are going to the tennis rivals. Sorry. Jerry and Pete. They were the second team out, so you're probably wondering why are they higher than the Step Brothers. Well, their moments were a lot more funny, in my opinion, so that's why they are ranked higher. 83 is going to Beardo. He was the first boot, and of course, there's not much you can say about him, but I liked him. I liked his design. I thought he was pretty chill. At least he wasn't one of the characters that got derailed, in that season. So honestly, thank goodness he got lucky for being the first one out of that horrible season. 82 and 81 is going to Jen and Tom. I didn't really care much about these two characters at all, but they did have their moments too, so that's why they are ranked a bit higher than some other Redonkulous Race characters that had like zero moments at all. Coming at number 80, we have Lori. Now, her partner Miles was in the neutral category because, let's face it, Miles had nothing to do. Lori had some moments. She did punch Dawn. She did eat meat. She's a vegan, but she ate meat for a challenge. And yeah, she had some moments. That's why she's here in the Met category. 79 and 78 are going to Crimson and Ennui, the Goths. This might be another hot take because I know the Goths is like one of the most loved teams from the Redonkulous race season. I think that they're a bit overrated. I feel like they were just there. Like, they didn't make it far. They did have some moments, but other than that, I just couldn't really care less about this team. I find them to be a bit more overrated than some other characters. So that's why they're here. Next, we have Jay and Mickey, the Adversity Twins. They are taking the 77-76 spot. These two were also just there. They had some moments. But yeah, I think you can tell that most of the Redonkulous race team was just there to be filler. Next, we have 75 Anne Maria. She was okay. I know she has some fans, but in the season, she was just okay. She did overstay her welcome a bit, but hey, she was there, and she's only been in one season, so, can't say much about her. Also, she was kind of annoying too. 74 is going to Stephanie. She was also kind of annoying, but she did have her moments too, although I didn't like it when she came a bit too, insane. Next, we have 73 and 72 are the police cadets, MacArthur and Sanders. This might also be a hot take, because I know a lot of people love this team, but I also find them to be a bit overrated. Specifically, MacArthur, I just found her to be annoying. She was like the Owen and Ripper of the season, so of course didn't really like her that much. And Sanders was kind of bland. Without MacArthur, Sanders would have been like a nobody, Next, we have Leonard at 71. He's probably ranked a bit higher than some people would place him, but Leonard was pretty funny in both Pacateo and in that one episode he was in the Redonkulous race. Next, we have Scarlett at number 70. I didn't really care much about her. When she became a villain, that was what really derailed her character, and she was just kind of there. She had some moments, but not a lot. 69 is going to Joe. I don't like her as much as most people do. I thought she was just okay. She was good for the villain role a bit, but let's be honest, Lightning and Scott were a lot better than her, in my opinion anyway. 68 is going to Nichelle. Definitely my least favorite character of the reboot cast. I did not care anything about her at all. I mean, I'm glad they gave her a lot more to do in season 2, but still, she got out early anyway, and she was just being a prick for like no reason. So that's why she had number 68. 67 is going to Devin. Devin was very stupid and very over his head, but he had some funny moments, so that's why he's here. 66 is going to Emma from the reboot. She's the second character that I couldn't really care less at all. I mean, I did like her bits with Chase and all, and she did have some more to do solo, but other than that, she was just okay in general. Can't really say much about her. 65 is going to be Beverly. He was pretty chill. I did like how smart he was and how he was able to carry his team for some challenges. Then he got out because of Scott. And yeah, he got out early, so can't really say much about him, but he's pretty chill. 64 is going to Millie. This might be weird because in the past videos, I've been like doing nothing but complaining about Millie. Yet, now that I think about it, I think she's at least slightly better than Emma and Nichelle, but not by much. She was still okay. She way overstayed her welcome in season 1 of the reboot, so I'm glad she got out early in season 2. And then 63 is going to Scary Girl. She's just a gimmick character. She had some moments. She's way overrated, in my honest opinion. But hey, she had some moments, so that's why she's here. 62 is going to Beth to end things off with this category. Beth is here because 1, she's a finalist, and 2, she had some moments. Did I think she deserved to be a finalist? In my personal opinion, no. It could have been someone like Lindsay or Harold. But hey, she's a finalist, so that's that. And she had some moments in Island too. But then she was just okay. She was one of the bland characters of the Gen 1 cast, so I can't really say much about her. And that's it for this category.
Okay, let's do this. Oh,
Now, all the characters that are in this category are the characters that I consider to be good. Not great, but good. They are alright in my book. And starting this category, we have Dakota. Dakota was another character that I found to be kind of overrated. I mean, she did get out second. Sure, she came back to be an intern, and then she did come back in the actual game, but then turned to a whole mutant monster. That was what really derailed the character, in my honest opinion. But she was just okay. I mean, she's good. She had some moments, and I did like her bits with Sam. But other than that, she was just a okay character, and that's why she's at the bottom of this category. 60 is going to Dwayne Jr. I know he has some fans. I found him to be a bit overrated as well, but he's still a good character. Him and Dwayne, father and son, definitely one of the best teams of Redonkul's race. I would have loved to see them make it farther than they did, but hey, they still had a pretty good run, and that's why he's here. 59 is going to Ryan. Ryan is a pretty good character, a lot better than Stephanie in my personal opinion. But then again, he also doesn't really have much good moments when he's by himself. So, his dynamic with Stephanie was very entertaining, I would say. And that's why he's here. 58 is going to Brody. Brody is good and all, but he's pretty much a complete copy of Jeff. Slightly dumber, though, in my opinion. But hey, he was very funny, too, so that's why he's here. 57 is going to Carrie, a lot better than Devin. She pretty much carried that team, and she was awesome in the season. And yeah, she's great. Or not great, but she's good. 56 is going to Max. Max is only here because he was pretty funny. He cracked me up sometimes. Definitely one of the better characters of Pacateo Island, but that's still not really saying much. Anyways, 55 is going to Axel. She got out pretty early in season 1, didn't really have much to do. And then in season 2, she did pull her weight a bit more, but once she ended up with being in a relationship with Ripper, that's what took her character down a notch. But she's still good nonetheless. 54 is going to Sam. Sam was okay. He was good. He had some moments in Revenge, but in All-Stars, he was just very unnecessary, in my opinion. So, yeah, not much to say, but he's still a good character, at least with his bits in the Revenge of the Island season. 53 is going to Rock. Rock carried his team. Spud would have been nothing without Rock. Rock was the true GOAT of the Rock team, or the Rockers in the Redonkul's race, and he was also a very funny character too. 52 is going to Dwayne. Dwayne is, of course, another great character. I definitely prefer him over Dwayne Jr., but, it makes sense. He's Dwayne Sr., and he was also a very funny character. 51 is going to Dawn, probably one of the, if not the most overrated character of Total Drama. That's just my opinion. I know she has a lot of fans. I know many of you guys can come up with ways to defend her, but in my honest opinion, she's just quite overrated. I get it. She had a lot of moments, but she got out pretty early. And I know it's because of the whole Scott thing and all, but there's not any other character that got out early in their first season that you would say was beloved. I know there's Noah and Tyler, but I'm talking about from their first season alone, not talking about their second run. But, just talking about the first season. But yeah, Dawn's here. She's good, just a bit overrated in my opinion. 50 is going to Ripper. This might be a hot take, because I know many of you guys do not like Ripper, but he had some of his moments, just not great ones, and that's why he's here. 49 is going to Raj. Raj is in another situation where he was kind of carried by Wayne. He's an alternate copy. Not entirely, because he does have his own character, arcs and all that, but still, without Wayne, he would be good still, just not great. Anyways, 48 is going to Ella. Ella was pretty good as well, a bit overrated as well. I don't know what's up with these, nice girls that are becoming the popular characters. But yeah, Ella was good. I would have loved to see her make it a bit further in Pacateo, but hey, she did pretty good in her run. 47 is going to Topher. Topher had a lot of laugh out loud moments too. He was pretty dumb. He was pretty much a jerk too. But hey, he had a lot of laugh out loud moments. So that's why he's here. Next we have Ezekiel. This might be weird why he's up here. But come on, everybody likes Ezekiel, right? Okay, well maybe not everyone, but we can all agree that he is a underrated GOAT. He came back twice, something that Eva and Katie and Sadie were not able to do. And he was the first boot twice. He's the only one to be the first boot twice. So come on, gotta give that to him, right? 45, MK. I didn't really care much about her from season 1, but season 2 is what really got me to like her a lot more. So that's why she's here. And 44 is Courtney. This might be a hot take. I don't like Courtney as much as some of you Courtney fans do, but I will admit I did like her a lot in season 1. Season 2, she was a bit, annoying. Season 3, she was pretty good too, and then All-Stars just ruined her entirely. But overall, she's a good character, and she's one of the OGs, so you gotta give her that, right? And that's it for this category.
Okay, let's do this. Oh, wow.
Coming in at number 43, no, 43 to 25. In this category, it's the characters that I consider to be amazing, or not amazing, great. These are the great characters. They had a few iffy moments, but overall, their character is great, and they're likable. So, starting this off, we have Rodney. This might be a weird take, because I know many of you guys probably couldn't even care less about Rodney at all. But for some reason, I just got attached to this character. He was very funny in Pacateo, let's be real. And I would have loved to see him make it further than he did. But hey, he's here, you know? 42 is Cameron. I mean, he won Revenge of the Island, and he had a lot of great moments in that season too. In All-Stars, he was okay, to be honest. He kind of got carried by Mike, Zoe, and Sierra. But other than that, he was a pretty good character. And overall, he's great. I mean, he's one of the underdogs, so he definitely deserved his win. So that's why he's here. 41 is going to Don. Yep, the host of Dunka's Race. He was pretty good, but he's definitely no Chris McLean. He had some moments. That's why he's here. 40 is going to Kitty. I liked her. Not as much as her sister Emma. Oh, wait, 40 and 39 are Emma. So the sisters in general. They were a great team. Them being in the finale would have been pretty cool, too. But hey, they made it really far, so got to give them respect. 38 is going to Chase. Whether you hate him or like him, he's very funny. Definitely one of the funniest characters of the reboot cast, because like anything that comes out of his mouth just cracks me up. He was very funny. I would have loved to see more of him in season 2, but he got out. He was the second one out, so he got out very early. If there's a potential season 3 for this reboot, I would love to see more of him. Who knows? Maybe he could be a finalist. I don't know. We'll see what's up. But he was a very funny character. That's why he's here. 37 is Izzy, one of the OGs. I don't like her as much as most of you guys do, but she definitely had a lot of great moments, specifically in Island. In Action, she was okay, and in World Tour, she was kind of just there, but in Island, she was great. So that's what really got her up here in this list. In 36, we have Cody. Cody is quite the character. You wouldn't expect someone like Cody to make it to the final 3, right? Yet he did. He proved everyone wrong, that underdogs still have what it takes. He was the Cameron before Cameron existed. So, come on. You put some respect on my boy's name, the Code Meister. 35 is going to Bridget. I really did like her. I didn't really like it when she was too attached to Jeff in Action, but when she was just alone, she was a pretty great character. But, of course, her relationship with Jeff was great, but it was even better to see her moments of her being herself, you know, of her standing up for herself and doing things and all that jazz. And of course, her being a host or a co-host of the Aftermath was pretty cool too. I would love to see more of Bridget. They really got to bring her back. 34 is Justin. From his moments alone in Action, he is just hilarious. He would have been a potential villain, but clearly it didn't work out for him, so that's why they brought Courtney back so that they can have an actual villain of that season. But when he was just being dumb and just trying, like that was what really got me to like this character a lot more. He was very funny, and he's another character they wouldn't expect to make it as far as he did. Yet he got to the top 7 in Action, so that's pretty cool. Who's next? 33 is going to Brick. Brick is a very great character. He should have been the all-star representative instead of Sam. But hey, it is what it is. He was great in Revenge. Would love to see more of this guy. He's awesome. 32 is going to Dave. This is definitely the most hot take, or the biggest, or the hottest take, I should say, of this entire list. But hear me out. Dave. I know, many of you guys hate Dave, so you're probably thinking, how is he this high? Well, hear me out. I liked him when he was pretty much being normal, or to some extent normal. When he was being his weird self, and especially in the finale, that's what got me to not like him a lot. But overall, as a character, I liked him. At least the first bits of him. Not with him being all weird and such. And I would just love to see him get some redemption. So if any of you guys, if any of the writers of Total Drama are watching this, you know what to do. Give my boy some redemption. That way, everyone can see what I see in this guy. But yeah, that's why he's in 32. 31 is Julia. She was a pretty great villain, although I did not like the plot armor that she received in Season 2. But hey, she was pretty great, nonetheless. 30 places going to Wayne. I mean, he won Season 2, so obviously got him up here. And he's definitely one of the funniest characters of the reboot as well, alongside with Chase. And he's just a great character overall. 29 is going to Jose. Or I think it's Jose, and nope, it's just Jose. Jose is here because she was another pretty great villain. She had some moments, and I definitely preferred the Ice Dancers over the Police Cadets 100%. 28 is going to Trent, my boy Trent, my underrated GOAT. Whether you like him or hate him, of course, I know many of you guys probably couldn't care about him after how he was in season 2. But overall, I just liked this. I like this character. I feel like he was robbed a lot of times, especially his relationship with Gwen. So, come on. I gotta give him some respect. And besides, he's definitely one of my favorites from the OG cast. 27 is going to Jasmine. She was a really great character. I liked her a lot. She was one of the characters that you just can't really seem to hate in the Pacateo cast. So that's why she's up here. 26 is going to Zoe. I know many of you guys call her bland, but I still like her as a character. She was great, at least in Revenge. In All-Stars, they dumbed her down, but they dumped everybody down in All-Stars, so what do we expect? 25, ending things off here, is Jackwas, or however you pronounce his name, the other Ice Dancer. He was very funny. I definitely prefer him more over Jose, but these two as a package deal are a great team. And they were a really great villain team, too, from a Redonkulous race. And those are everybody that is in this category.
Okay, let's do this. Oh,
Now, all the characters in this category are the characters that I consider to be amazing. Very great. Just not able to be in my top 10, but they're very close. And starting this category, we have the GOAT, Mike. Mike's a great character, whether you like it or not. Sure, he had some iffy moments, specifically with Mal in All-Stars, but other than that, he's just a great character. He's another character that you can't really seem to hate. And in my opinion, he's one of the best characters from the Gen 2 cast, so that's why he's here. 23, we have Bowie. Bowie was excellent in Season 1 of the reboot. He played a lot of people like he was a GOAT, like he's a genius, and he pretty much snaked his way up to the finale, let's be real. He was like Julia. He was able to be as bad as Julia, so you can't really seem to hate him as a character who can be a protagonist at times and also an antagonist. He was great. All right, 22 is Chef Hatchet. Chef was great. I liked him. I think they made him a little softer in the reboot, but he was still great nonetheless, although he was amazing when he was the ruthless guy that he was in the original seasons. So Chef as a character is just amazing. Of course I had to put him up here, just not enough to be in my top 10. 21 is Caleb. This might be another questionable choice, but I really liked Caleb. Sure, he didn't have anything to do at all in the first season of the reboot, but the second season of the reboot, they gave him a lot more to do, and I liked most of his moments. There were some moments that made me question why he did what he did, but overall, he's a really great character in my book. And come on, he's the only character so far to do what no one else has done, from going to first boot to finalist. So obviously, like, that's commitment. That's a really great achievement. So you can't deny that. And I just like him as a character as a whole. 20 is going to Priya. Priya is great. Of course, her win was to be expected in the first season of the reboot. But hey, you just can't seem to hate her as well. Well, maybe in the reboot, she kind of went a bit overboard. And she also did overstay her welcome a bit. But overall, she's a really great character, and she did deserve her win. 19 is going to Sean. Sean is one of the other characters, or one of the few characters from Pacateo that is actually likable. So obviously he's up here, and he won the season 2. 18 is going to Damien. Damien is great. He was pretty good in the first season, but the second season of the reboot was what made him to be a GOAT. Damien's the GOAT, and he was definitely robbed in season 2. I would have loved to see him make it to the finale. So if season 3 does happen, please, writers, you know what to do. Make him a finalist, and even better, make him win, because Damien's the GOAT. Anyways, 17 is going to Z. Z, honestly, he's got to be my favorite character from the reboot. He's just so funny, and, you can't seem to hate him. He was very funny. Sure, some of you guys might think he didn't deserve to make it as far as he did, but hey, he's just definitely one of the funniest characters to come out of this entire cast, and, of course, of the Total Drama characters in general. He's just so funny, and he's just such a great character. Like, you can't seem to hate him. And 16 is going to Jeff. Jeff's one of the OGs. He's great. Loved him in Island. In Action, he was okay. In World Tour, he was barely there. And then in Redonkulous Race, I loved him in Redonkulous Race. So that's, he was the main reason why I was rooting for the Surfers in the finale. Because I'm like, it's Jeff. You'd love to see him win, right? So, yeah, he's another GOAT. 15 is going to Harold. Harold is one character that not most of us would really expect him to be so beloved, but he is. He's a Chad. He was great in all of his seasons, even in World Tour. But so he's the one character that you just can't seem to hate. Harold was great. He really should have been in the finale. Him versus Duncan in action would have been way better than what we actually got. But hey, he's a GOAT nonetheless. Next, we have Lindsay. Lindsay is just, of course, one of the OGs, one of the best characters. They did her dirty so badly, both in action and in All Stars. In World Tour, she was pretty much okay, but of course, Island was when she was at her peak. I mean, in action, she was also at her peak because action, they gave her a lot more to do, which was great. But when she got out, that was just where things went south. But overall, as a character, Lindsay is just such a great character. That's why she's here. Number 13, we have Sky. This might be another questionable choice, but I really liked Sky. She was a great character in my book. She did make some questionable choices and moves, but overall, she's a great character. And 12 is Scott, definitely one of the best characters to come out of the Gen 2 cast. He was great when he was, being evil, and he was also great when he was being stupid. Like, his moments in All-Stars was really one of the best, or one of the only good highlights of that season as a whole. So, Scott's a great character. And last but not least, at number 11, we have Heather. This makes sense. Heather was the true icon, the true villain of Total Drama, and she did finally get her deserved win in World Tour. So, I had to put her here. She's just great as a villain, whether you like her or hate her. And yeah, that's everybody in this category. They're all amazing characters in my book, but they're just not enough to be in my top 10. These 10 characters are the ones I consider to be the true GOATs of Total Drama.
Okay, let's do this. Oh,
Top 10, baby. And starting the top 10, we have the, of course, queen herself, Lashana. Obviously, she had to make my top 10. She's one of the most iconic and one of the most beloved characters of the entire Gen 1 cast. And it's not hard to say why. She's very likable. She has a lot of great moments, especially some beef with Heather and other characters. And obviously just can't really seem to hate her. You want to root for her. And they did her so dirty in Island. But she came back in the other 2 seasons, and sure, in World Tour, she did nothing. But in action, she had some moments. Overall, she was a great character. She was just very underutilized for most parts of the show. And she was definitely robbed for All-Stars. I mean, I get it. She didn't do great in both action and... Well, action she did okay, but in World Tour, she didn't do great. So I guess that does count for some extent as to why she wasn't All-Stars. But hey, she was robbed. She definitely should have done a lot better, and who knows, All-Stars could have been her season, but with those writers, probably not. But overall, she's a really great character, and you just can't seem to hate her. That's why she's in my top 10.
Okay, let's do this.
Ninth place goes to the man himself, Chris McLean, the OG host, the host that started it all, the host with the most. Now, of course, he has gone derailed quite a bit over the seasons, so it might be a bit hard to see why he's in the top 10. But come on, he's the host. He's the OG. He's the GOAT. Whether you like him or hate him, you have to admit he's iconic. That's why he's here. And besides, there's a lot of moments that just crack me up with Chris. Chris is a very funny dude. He's also very insane and is very in denial, but he's still a funny dude. You have to admit that. And yeah, he was just great. Of course, with him being recast in the reboot, that's not as great. But overall, as a character, Chris is still a very funny host and one of the best hosts in my opinion. That's why he's right here at number 9 on this list.
Okay, let's do this.
Eighth place goes to Lightning. Lightning. Obviously, he's here because he's very funny. One of the funniest characters of the entire cast of characters in Total Drama history. So, yeah, and also him making it to the finale was kind of unexpected. You wouldn't really assume someone like him, who is pretty much dumb. He's got the brawn, but he's still pretty dumb, so you wouldn't really expect him to make it to the finale. Yet he did. And he does have his own win, so that's pretty cool. And as a villain, Lightning was pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. He was solid as a villain. And of course, like I said, he just cracks me up like every time he's on screen. So yeah, that's why he's here. He's one of the funniest characters of the entire cast of characters here. And what else is there to say? He's lightning. Lightning. That's why he's at number 8.
Okay, let's do this. Oh,
Seventh place, we have Owen. Of course, he is one of the most iconic characters of the entirety of Total Drama. Like, he's the one character that makes cameos left and right. He was in All Stars for like a couple minutes. He was in Revenge for like a couple minutes or a couple seconds anyway. And then, of course, he came back in Douglas Race. And then he had a whole episode in the reboot. You can tell he's definitely the creator's pet. But it's not really hard to see why. He's the party guy. He's a character that you just really can't seem to hate. Of course, there are people who don't like him as much as others, which is completely fine, but I haven't even met a single person who literally hates Owen. Like, he's a character that you just can't seem to hate. He's a lovable guy. He has a lot of laugh out loud moments, and obviously he's the first canon winner of Total Drama, so, he's a legend. So it's not hard to see why he's right here on this list.
Okay, let's do this.
Sixth place, we have another icon, and that is Gwen, our favorite goth girl. Of course, Gwen is here. She's one of the only likable characters, at least from the first season. In season 2, she kind of got derailed a bit. In season 3, she definitely got derailed a bit. In All Stars, she was just okay in general. But yeah, they really did Gwen dirty as the seasons go on. But from Gwen in season 1, she was great. She was a character that you were rooting for. I know a lot of people would have rather had her be the canon winner than Owen, which is completely fine because honestly, I kind of agree. That's why I rank her a bit one placement higher than Owen. But yeah, Gwen as a character is just really great. She's one of the most iconic characters. She's one character that a lot of people would love to talk about when it comes to Total Drama. She's just a really great character overall, and that's why she's here. She's one of the best. That's why she's in my top 6 on this list. There are just 5 other characters that I prefer a bit more.
Okay, let's do this.
Fifth place goes to Tyler, the man himself. This might not be hard to see why. A lot of people love Tyler. Everybody loves Tyler, especially from World Tour. So it's really not hard to see why he's in my top 5. Tyler is such a great character, a funny character, definitely one of the funniest for sure. Like, all of his moments are just laugh out loud. And it was great to see him make a comeback in World Tour, obviously. If it wasn't for World Tour, Tyler would have been ranked a lot lower. But because of World Tour, he's here. I would love to see Tyler come back. Who knows? Maybe he could become a finalist, and who knows? Maybe he'll even win. But yeah, Tyler is such a goated character. I know for a lot of people, he's like their number 1. For me, he's close, but there's just 4 that I slightly prefer over Tyler. But overall, Tyler's such a great character. And as you can see, he's so great that he made it to my top 5.
Okay, let's do this.
Fourth place goes to the bad boy himself, Duncan. Obviously, I love this guy. Duncan's one of the greatest characters. Sure, he has gone derailed quite a bit, especially in All Stars. And I know a lot of people didn't really like how much of a screen hog he was. Like, he got out first in World Tour, but then he came back and made it to the final 5. That's a bit much. Just like how Owen returned and made it to the top 4 in action. So you can tell Duncan and Owen were definitely like the creator's pets. But it's not really hard to see why. These two are just so lovable characters. Duncan was such a great character in Island. In action, he was pretty good. In World Tour, he was solid. And then in All Stars, he was just meh. Another character that got derailed as the seasons go on. But you still can't seem to hate the guy. He was just such a great character. He's the bad boy. He's the bad boy of Total Drama. He's the one that started it all with all these bad boys, if you know what I mean. And besides, him winning action was really great because for all the Duncan fans, of course, they wanted to see him win. So I'm glad he got his W. What else is there for me to say? Duncan's a really great character, in my honest opinion. And that's why he's at number 4 on this list.
Okay, let's do this.
Third place is going to Noah. Obviously, I'm going to have Noah here because, it's Noah. He is one character that no one expected to become as beloved as he is, yet he is like one of the most liked characters in all of Total Drama. And it's really not hard to see why. In Island, he was just there, obviously, but in World Tour, he really became the character that most of us know and love, and we just loved him. Like, all of his moments in World Tour were honestly great. Peak, laugh out loud, all that jazz. And then he returned in Redonkulous Race, and some of us liked him even more. But yeah, Noah is just a really great character. They really underutilized him in the first season. Imagine how great he could have been in Island. If he was great in Island as well, then he probably would have taken the top spot. But hey, he's still a great character nonetheless, and that's why he's in my top 3. He's one of the characters that you just can't really seem to hate, unless if it was just him in Island, then yeah, you could hate him there. But because of World Tour and Redonkulous Race, that's why he's at number 3 on this list.
Okay, let's do this. Oh,
Taking the runner-up spot is obviously Alejandro Burro Muerto. Of course Alejandro is here, because what can I say? He's definitely my favorite antagonist of all of Total Drama. As you can see, he's at the 2nd spot of my character ranking. I mean, what can I say? He's a really great character. I knew I was gonna like this character the moment I saw him when I first watched World Tour. And him being a villain was just the cherry on top, of course. And obviously his matchup with Heather was great. Like that whole duo, that whole dynamic honestly carried World Tour for the most part. And seeing him make it to the finals was great as well, especially for his first season. It was awesome. And then in All-Stars, he was okay, but he was one of the few characters that didn't really get derailed until like the last half of the season. But other than that, he was great. He's a great character. I know people hate him, which is completely understandable for what he did, but for the people that like him, you know what I'm talking about. Alejandro is one of the greatest antagonists in Total Drama, and that's why he's at this spot. That's why he's at number 2. He's not number 1 though, because if you've known him for a long time, you already know who's taking the top spot.
okay, let's do this.
This should be no surprise to those who know me well. Taking the top spot is the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT himself, DJ. DJ. That's right. DJ is obviously taking the top spot for my favorite Total Drama character of all time. If you remember, my very first username was TDIFan4444 TDI.DJFan. That was my very first YouTube username when I first started YouTube. So, for those who've been there, I don't think anyone that's still watching has been there since the beginning, but hey. Anyway, that was my username. But yeah, DJ is such a great character. He's another character that you just can't seem to hate because he's so likable. And yeah, like he was one character that I honestly really fell in love with ever since I first watched Total Drama. And I still love him to this day. He's such a great character. He was very, what's the word? He was very wasted. They wasted his potential both in action and in World Tour. And I hated how they handled his character in World Tour, specifically with the whole animal curse. But other than that, he's such a great character that I just can't seem to hate this guy. He's one of the best. And if they do make a returnee season with the reboot, I would love to see DJ come back. Who knows, maybe even take the W. That would be the cherry on top. But obviously, hands down, DJ is my number 1 favorite character of Total Drama. And I doubt that's going to ever change unless they make a new cast. And who knows, maybe a character from that new cast will be better, but I doubt it. DJ, hands down, is my number 1 pick for the best Total Drama character. And that is my ranking for all the Total Drama characters. Let me know how you guys thought about my ranking down in the comments. And let me know how you would rank all 104 characters of Total Drama. This has been a great ranking. And yeah, of course, it was kind of hard for some stuff. But overall, my top list, like the people in the top, were pretty easy to do. But yeah, this was a really fun video to make. And I don't know if I'll be making more, or if I do make more Total Drama related videos, it might be like group videos where some of you guys can join alongside me in like a voice call or something. I was thinking of doing stuff like that, and we might do that with some Total Drama stuff. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, with that said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it's pretty long, but there was 104 characters to go through, so you can see why this was a long video. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.